7, 3, 2, 1. And hello and welcome to Teaching Tip Tuesday. My name is Michelle, aka the Ignited Teacher. And on Teaching Tip Tuesday, I help you to close math learning gaps by providing research-based teaching tips and effective math strategies that can be implemented in your classroom the very next day. And I want to say welcome to everybody on Instagram, everybody on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So what I do is I have my setup going tonight, and I wanted to live stream, which it might be a thing. I might be doing this again with Teaching Tip Tuesday. I thought that this was a very important topic tonight for Teaching Tip Tuesday as we gear up and get ready for the new school year. So, welcome. If you cannot catch me live on Teaching Tip Tuesday, you can hop on over to my YouTube channel, and all of my Teaching Tip Tuesday videos are there. And you can, while you're over there, go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can get notified when I upload videos throughout the school year, or also when I go live. So help your girl out to get to 1,000 subscribers, because I'm trying to get my channel monetized. If y'all don't know what that's like, I'm like at 791. So like all I need is what, 209 more of you all to subscribe, and I'll have my 1,000 subscribers. Then I'll have to work on getting my 4,000 watch hours. And I don't know why I'm sweating, because my air is on, probably because these lights. But welcome to Teaching Tip Tuesday. If you're new here in the chat, tell me where you're watching from, and thank you for being a part of my Teaching Tip Tuesday. I'm giving you so thank you for being a part of this experience, because I'm here every Tuesday night. In the summer, I take some time off, so I haven't been doing much because I've been doing some trainings. And if you haven't been or registered for one of my trainings, I have a webinar coming up with me and Tamara from Miss Russell's room. We're going to be helping you all get your routines and procedures together and unpacking your standards post-pandemic, because it's going to look a lot different. It's not going to be the same, because if you're expecting the same school year, you're going to be sadly mistaken, because 60% of our students in our school district basically were virtual. And guess what? They're coming back full force next year. So, but tonight's topic, for those of you all who have been waiting on this topic, it is your classroom is not HGTV. And this came about, Tamara and I, when we were talking about this conversation about decorating and teachers focusing on what their classroom looks like. And what I'm going to tell you all, some of you are not going to agree, and that's perfectly fine. If you're on YouTube, I dropped a link to thoughtco.com, and they have an article, and it has a lot of research behind overstimulating your students. And I'm a teacher, I get overstimulated. Like my pupils will dilate. I've been in classrooms where I've gone down to the lower grades, and teachers just have stuff just plastered all over the walls. And my concern is, I was in a group today, and the lady was like, well, what do you all do to decorate? And I was like, well, this is an unpopular opinion, and we don't. It is not your job to decorate your classroom like it's at your house. And she was like, well, I have to do it for me just like home, but it's not your home. I told her there's a difference in creating a learning environment versus decorating. A learning environment is an environment where the kids can use the resources around your classroom. Having like some teachers are hoarders. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've been teaching for 21 years, and teachers hoard stuff. And you have stuff everywhere. The kids, especially the younger ones. And if you're thinking about, well, they don't pay attention, well, have you ever thought about your classroom overstimulates them? And what's worse is you have kids that are ADHD, kids that have ADD, students that are autistic. And in the article, it talks about that. It talks about how these children can be overstimulated by plastered posters and everything in your classroom. So when you're decorating your classroom, and that's what this is about, be mindful of who you are teaching. So for me, when I don't put stuff up in my classroom like that. My classroom is, and things that are in my classroom are intentional because I create a learning environment. It is not for decoration. And I know a lot of people like, well, and the lady was saying, well, my students love it. Of course they do. They're children and you're their teacher. What are they going to tell you? They hate it? So my thing is, be mindful of who you're teaching. Because in my Math Intervention Academy, which is open for enrollment right now, I talk about knowledge of students. And this goes back to teaching your classes. Like and putting your class together on the first day, or preparing your classroom for your students. Make sure that you're not part of the attention problems in your classrooms, because I'm in the day and age of, I call them the Instagram classrooms. It's ridiculous how teachers have a whole bunch of stuff in these classrooms, and you're buying things and, oh, this is my home. It's not your home. It's your classroom. It's a learning environment. And that's probably going to be a blog topic, um, learning environment versus HGTV classrooms. This is not your Instagram classroom. We have children that have sensory issues. And if you read the article that I posted in the chat on YouTube, you'll see that a lot of these issues are real. But if you're one of those teachers who are saying, well, I have to be comfortable at school, you don't. You don't, because it's not your classroom. It belongs to the school district that you work for, and also it's there to teach and use as a resource. It is not for interior design. And I can understand bringing a lamp, maybe hanging things on your wall, family things and you have your area, but your classroom should be represent your students, not what you like. You're not in elementary school. You're not in middle school. You're not in high school. It's not your classroom. It's for the students. So if you're going to put some things on the wall, like in the article, it talks about put things on the wall where children have chosen to display their best work. Your pictures and decoration, that's not important. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but it's not important for you to hang decorative things around your classroom. It does not create a learning environment. And you can call me old school, you can call me whatever you want. But guess what? At the end of the day, my students rock their standardized tests, and my students go to the next grade level with a whole lot of knowledge. I don't have those issues because my learning environment supports my instruction. And it's not for you to have all these decorative things in your classroom overstimulating your special ed population, kids that have 504 plans, because most of them are your ADHD kids, ADD kids, and it might even be autistic kids. So know who you're teaching, and don't think of your classroom as a learning tool. It's a learning environment, not decoration. And these things, it just cringes because my son has ADD. He's one that gets caught up in what's on the wall and things that are going on. It's too much for them. It was so much so that when he was younger, I had to, like, everything would capture his attention. I used to have to turn the TV off in the morning, whether it was on news or anything else, to so that he could make sure that he was on his routine. It's the same thing with your students. And you may not want to hear it, but that's what it is. I have a teacher, no, she's not a teacher, she's a therapist. She's 50 years old. She's an adult. She's ADHD. And even as an adult, she gets overstimulated when there's too much on a paper. That's why when I put out resources, you'll never see a lot of color. You'll never see just a background with a whole bunch of moving things, because my target audience are teachers that work with kids that are struggling, 504 kids, because that stuff is distracting. So when teachers talk about, oh, I did a room flip, sometimes you're causing problems for students that don't do well with change. Yeah, it's fun and everything, but they ain't gonna learn a goddamn thing. And I'm going to be honest to you, from as a veteran teacher who has a proven track record for moving students that struggle, I'm telling you, these things don't work with them because it's distracting. A room flip is cute. It really is. It's a cute idea. I'm not saying, but your kids, I know I see teachers all the time. Well, I did a room flip and I did all these cute things, but then the kids get on the test and bomb it. Or take your quiz and then bomb it, because it's a distraction. Time on task basically determines how well a child is doing. And if you have all these moving parts for kids that are ADHD, kids that struggle, they are not going to pay attention. And in the day and age of TikTok videos, I get it. But school, your learning environment, if you're going to have things that are moving, do like other teachers do. Put some QR codes on your wall where the kids can use their iPads and learn interesting facts. Do some things that are going to support your instruction. Your classroom is not there to be an extension of your house or your office at home. It's there to support your instruction. And I generally don't even address beginning of the year things, but I have been overrun in my timeline of teachers asking, well, my theme is going to be this year, and my theme is going to, your theme should be, how is my classroom going to support the instruction that I deliver? Not how cute it is, not how fun it is, none of those things, because honestly, post-pandemic, we have a lot of gaps to fill. And the cuteness, yeah, it's cute, but it's not going to move the needle on what you need to do, because at a teacher, ER on the word means one who does, one who teaches, not one who decorates, one who edutains, because that's what we call it, edutainment. And my students, I mean, we laugh, we talk about different things. And I'm not saying that you have to be me. But what I am saying is, if you're one of those teachers that are crying at the end of the school year saying that, oh, well, my students didn't do X, Y, and Z, it's not the students. Let's reflect on how you could have changed some things. First, by your classroom environment. And you're not, I know y'all try to get stuff to put on Instagram and Facebook. How about saying, putting some kids' work on there that's authentic, that where they put their thinking on it. where you showed their classroom, your word wall, where the kids actually wrote on the wall, not something that you bought from Teachers Pay Teachers, which I'm not hating on Teachers Pay Teachers because I'm all for teachers making money. But at the end of the day, that's the question you should be asking. And if you're a new teacher watching this live stream, you need to get with a teacher, because if you're going to have your rosters, and we have classes that are school districts that are starting up, do ask the SPED teachers, when you look at special education, do they have sensory issues? Is my classroom too much for them? Does it overstimulate it? What can I do to make my classroom conducive and inclusive for all learners? Because if you're thinking about yourself and, oh, this is an extension of me, you're not creating an inclusive classroom, because all learners are not taken into consideration when you're creating these environments. And that's why I wanted to get your attention on this live stream, that your classroom is not HGTV, because some of you all have it wrong. You all do. And it really bothers me as a veteran teacher to see classroom go from actual learning environments, because I've been teaching since 1999, to these Instagram classrooms where they don't support instruction. So as I wrap this up, what I'm asking you all to do is take time, and this is my call to action. Take time. Think about it. If you're a leader watching this stream, talk to your teachers and ask them, how does your classroom support the instruction that you're delivering? Because I promise you, that picture that you have, it's not supporting your instruction. What is it teaching the children? Because at the end of the day, that's your job, and it is to teach. So if you have any comments or want to discuss this further, I'm open. You can leave it in the comment section on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're tuning in from, and tell me about your experiences, even as a child, because I'm in business groups, because I do have a business. I do consulting and professional development, and I have people in my business group that talk to me about their experiences, and they're horrible as adults that they look back on it with teachers. It's really mind-boggling. So if you want to talk about this further and just put your thoughts out there, let's talk about it. Leave your comment in the comment section. And what you can also do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do that as well. And like the video while you're over there and say, hi, Michelle. And if you're catching this on a replay, definitely tell me where you're chiming in from. And I will see you all on next Teaching Tip Tuesday. Bye-bye.